Hey everybody, it's Steve here. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we sort of defeated Aghanim. Not really though, because he chickened out and threw us off into the Dark World. Which means that this would normally be a collection video, but honestly, there's only one thing that I want to get right now, because we're kind of right in the area. It's the second of the 3 medallions. We're not going to need it until the 8th Dark World dungeon. 7th. There's only 7, then the 8th is Ganon's Castle. But since we're in the area and we can get it, we might as well. And then we're probably just going to go straight to the Dark Palace and do that as well. What's going on? As long as we're heading over here, what can we talk about? The weather, I guess, which is kind of a stupid topic, I know. So real quick, I'll just say that I hate snow, and we've been very fortunate so far this year to not have a lot of it. But we got some overnight, so I'm glad I'm not working. Curses to anyone who throws anything into the Circle of Stones. A lot of times in games what you'll see is that you'll be told to not do something, and then that's what you should do. Because if you throw you can throw anything you want. The rock, the sign even, I believe, into the Circle of Stones. And for it you will get the Quake Medallion. I never use it. It's kind of stupid. The only time I'm going to use it is that when I have to, one time. And that's to get into the 7th dungeon. But we're in the vicinity, might as well get it. Also make sure that you've got 110 rupees before making your way over to the Dark Palace. You will need that. You won't be able to get in without it. So you'll see that when we get there. So yeah, a bit of snow. I know areas like around here have been getting kind of hammered with snow. But which seems to always happen. I mean, even when we get a lot of it, still areas around here get it even worse. So I hate snow. I've always hated it. And we got a little bit out there. It's still not bad. But anyway, enough about that. As we make our way over to the Dark Palace, the other thing I wanted to mention this like last week in one of the videos. Kind of a personal note is that my sobriety anniversary was last week. It has been 14 years since I quit drinking, and I tend to minimize it sometimes over the years, especially after you get some years under your belt, you kind of start to minimize it, and I don't want to do that. This is like a maze up here, and I get lost in it every time. I don't like mazes in general. I know that the trick to, if you were actually ever in a maze, is to, see I'm going wrong again, is to like pick either the left or the right wall and just follow that wall. And if you do that, you're gonna get out of a maze. You're like guaranteed to get out, basically, but I'm just not big on mazes. But we got it now. So yeah, so 14 years, and if you had told me 14 years ago that I would go 14 hours without drinking that, I would have thought you were crazy. This is Kiki the Monkey. He wants 10 rupees. Yeah, sure. And he's going to tag along with us. Don't get hit when he's with you, because he will run away and you need him to enter the dungeon. So do your best not to get hit. And you'll see why right up here. Because the little fucker's going to get greedy now, and he's going to ask for 100. That's why I said have 110 rupees when you came here. You gotta give him 100. He'll open the way. And let's do this. The first Dark World dungeon. So yeah, a little pat on the back for myself. Like I said, I tend to minimize it sometimes, and I don't want to do that because it's an achievement, and I need to acknowledge it as such. Congratulations to me for 14 years. We're coming down here simply for a key, which is right here. We're going to abuse the hell out of the magic mirror. I won't do it here because we're... because we're kind of right at the beginning, but as I mentioned before, the magic mirror teleports you back to the beginning of a dungeon, and we're going to abuse the hell out of it in here. Can I not push that? push it from the other side, why, you know what then? Fine. Magic mirror. I just said we're going to abuse it, so might as well start abusing it right now. This path off to the right is going to take us to the map, so if you don't want the map, then just go through the middle pathway there, but the completionist that I am, I've got to go get the map, even though I don't need it. I'm going to take this warp and go through this bottom wall here, get hit by an anti-fairy. These little guys, I believe they're called berries, or baris. Don't quote me on that. I never professed to be very good at Zelda enemy names. But I think they're called berries. These guys mimic your movements. It's kind of weird, hard to explain. Obviously, just you can see what they do. They kind of walk in the opposite direction of you, so you just kind of gotta do something like that to get rid of them. This room, conveyor belts, spiky things, shocky things, but still not a problem really. And in here is the map. We've got two bombable walls. One's going to give us a key, one's going to give us a fairy fountain, and I think I've got an empty bottle. So might as well get some fairies. Here's the thing about okay. At the end of the game, you get like a death total. It counts how many times you die in the game. But if you have a fairy in a bottle, which I've got several, so if I lose all of my hearts and I quote-unquote die, a fairy will automatically revive me, and that will not count as a death. And I never really knew how to feel about that. Gosh, I mean, it's what the game tells you, so I guess I should go with it, but I can tell you right now that I've never gotten through the entire game without quote-unquote dying. I've always had a fairy to revive me, and therefore it doesn't count as a death, but yeah, it's a fine line. I don't know how I feel about it. We're coming down here just to get a key, and then we're just going to get the heck out of here. Again, just abuse the crap out of the mirror. I feel like I want to say I end up with an extra key in this dungeon. Again, we'll see. Don't quote me on that just yet, but let's bomb the floor here and fall down. What else is going on? I guess that's it, really. Just kind of snowy weather, but I got the day off, so that's good. Over here we got the big key. That's something that's going on, right? That's something that's happening right now as we speak. Link has a proclivity, would that be the right word, for jumping off of cliffs? But I could have magic mirrored back up at the top after getting the big key, but... So, yeah, back and forth, up again. So we have got the map, we got the big key. The compass we're going to kind of come across just naturally as we progress. I think I want to go the other way this time, though. Don't bomb the floor this time, just go straight up. I believe that's what we want to do. No, actually we do not. Not yet. You're going to want to end up in that middle section with all those, whatever they're called, the things, bouncy creature things. But not just yet. We've got another key here. These little arrows are places you can jump off at. And we're going to sneak around up to the upper left. Because we also still need to get the dungeon item, which is the hammer. Very useful. Hurry up in here, because the floor starts to give way. We could go to the left, because we do have a key, but I'm going to do the right first. I'm pretty sure that's just the compass. Yeah, the compass is up here. Oh, that's why I have an extra key, is because of that door at the bottom. You don't even need to open that door. That's why I end up with an extra key. This room down here is good for rupees. I'm pretty sure there's yet another key. Yeah, and that's going to be my extra one, I think. More rupees on the other side. So greedy. So very greedy. Must have more rupees. More. Feed me, Seymour. I'm actually thinking about... There's a local theater here that's doing a Little Shop of Horrors. I'm actually thinking of going to it because, you know, I'm not a huge, like, theater kind of person or musical kind of person, but Little Shop of Horrors is awesome. I'm actually thinking about going... I just might go see it. Been thinking about it. Oh, it's another one of these stupid dark rooms. Again, I think there's another key in this room. So many keys. There's bombs there, but yeah, I think down the bottom right there's another key. If I can find the way. Yep. But what we more importantly, what we want to do is bomb the wall right up here. It's kind of hidden a bit. Because on the other side is going to be our item, the magic hammer. I don't know why it's a magic hammer, it's just kind of a hammer, really. But yeah, it's the magic hammer. You can use it to pound other things too. Oh god. Don't make me make sexual jokes. I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that. And there's plenty to make in this game too. Some of the text just begs you to make sexual jokes, but I'm going to try and refrain. Now that we have the hammer, we can deal with these those little terrapins, I think they're called. I think they're called terrapins. But can we not? Oh, jeez, we cannot get through there. Alright, so this left way is useless. This left path is completely useless, and it should be ignored all the time, forever. I guess we're going to go up this way and sneak around the other way. How specific you are, Steve. Up this way and sneak around the other way, because that makes sense. These guys will knock you off, but if you do this little trick here, since you get knocked back by them, you can just kind of do this shit all day. Well, not all day, just till they're dead. Ouch. Alright. We're going to want to flip that switch down below. You can hit a boomerang, arrows, a pot, whatever you want to do. Lowers the block so we can get through. And from here it's kind of linear, really. It's kind of a straightforward path, if I remember correctly. Just going to want to get a statue onto that switch. It's one of those switches where it's got to be held down. And that will do that job perfectly. More of these guys. Bam. And bam. They even give you arrow refills too, so. We got this. Gotta lower the blocks, watch out for the spiky. The spiky. And a statue, just as before. Shoot it in the eye. This takes a really long time. This one really, this wall expansion that happens here, this one really takes forever. Even once it's like off the screen. Yeah. And there we go. Down we go. Hey, you know, I had never showed off the map. I always try to show. So yeah, there you go, 2 floors. We missed a room on the first floor. That kind of bothers my OCD a bit. Anyway, but now you had to have the hammer to knock those little, whatever they are. They're kind of creepy, if you ask me. They're kind of weird. These like little faces on the floor. Boomerang the switch. Get it to turn. More dark rooms. I guess that's why they're called the Dark Palace, because a lot of the rooms are dark. So always be watching out for those little terrapins. I think that's what they're called. This room, you've got to destroy all of them. The thing about the hammer is that if you hit them once, it flips them over. If you try to hit them again, it flips them back over. So be careful with that, especially when there's a lot of them. There we go. And we're going to push through here, warp through here, which will take us to the path to the boss, which is going to be the Helmasaur King. So this might be the time when you actually see me quote-unquote die. I mean, I've got fairies that can revive me, and it won't count as a death, but that usually happens to me in here. You can use bombs if you want, but obviously the hammer was just given to us, so that's the suggested way of doing this. He's got 2 attacks, his tail, and these fireball things. Ow. Yeah, you're trying to break away his mask, basically. So, oh shit, here we go. I'm gonna use a fairy. I'm gonna try and do a run where I don't actually die. I know it's not the right way to say it, but he's not that difficult. I should be able to. Why won't your mask fall off? There you go. You can pelt him. I've pelted him with arrows before. You can do that. Ow. His tail's what does. Well, I guess everything does damage, really. I think his tail does more. I think the arrows actually work faster because that's what I usually use, and he doesn't. Okay, well, there you go. No, watch, I'm gonna have to hit him like 1 more time. I swear, it's gonna be like 1 more hit. Watch this. Right? Yeah, of course. God damn it. So much for a perfect run, even though it's still gonna say 0 deaths, but still. Anyway, heart container. Our 11th one, we free the first maiden. One thing I didn't mention Zelda's Lullaby. We heard it briefly back when we first rescued Zelda at the beginning of the game. It's probably my 2nd favorite Zelda song. It's so simple. It's such a simple little song, and it's very effective though. Not so much in this game, but in later games, it can become a very emotional song, and I definitely like it. I can't believe I didn't mention it before. Ganon is intending to conquer the Light World. He's trying to open a larger gate between the worlds, but it's not open yet. If we 7 maidens come together, there's another spot for a sexual joke if you want it. God. So wrong. Do you understand? Not at all. Not in the least. Oh my god. Anyway, that's it for the first dungeon. Everyone take it easy, have a good day. I'll see you next time on The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.